Today's session is going to be about Seesaw Blogs. So hopefully you're in the right space to learn all about blogs and the uses, the features, everything Seesaw Blog. So just to make sure that you can access this slide deck, I want to refer you to this bit.ly address up here on the right. To get into these slides, you're going to type in bit.ly with a slash and capitalized CDL and the word seesaw. And it's really important that the capitalization does match so that you can get to this resource. So wanted to make sure that you had access, and this is a way, way bigger slide deck than just blogs. But I wanted to put everything in one place. I think it always gets complicated when you have to go find resources located in different spots. So this is a slide deck that I've created for all kinds of other Seesaw resources as well. On slide 3 here of the deck, I taught a Seesaw Basics course this summer, and there's a recording here, so you're welcome to watch that, an intermediate advanced in the recording, and also an update. I know Seesaw is constantly updating and providing even better features, and they are very responsive to the changing needs, right, of remote learning. So these are some of the updates that happened this summer, and there are more happening every day. So slide number 5. Slide number 5 is a huge table of contents that just gives a ton of information for you. So that is hot linked to all the information in this slide. You're welcome to poke around and watch videos and get information on there. I'm going to hop to blogs. I'm going to go over to the right here, and I'm going to click to slide 15, which is the information about blogs. I'm going to be modeling most of it in Seesaw, but just wanted to make sure that you knew that this was here as a reference. There is a video right here talking about how to use blogs during remote learning. And there are some tips here about how to set up your blog, which I'm going to go over as well. So one more thing I want to show you is slide 16. This is the PD session that we're going to be doing today, and I'm going to post it here, the video on this slide. So it's, again, one-stop shopping. You can find everything that you need. I did want to let you know that I do have a blog cheat sheet over here with just, you're welcome to click on here. It's a hot link, and it's just how to set it up. There are things to remember for a blog. This is our agenda for today. And for those of you who are taking this course through Beaverton School District, here is your teacher source check-in link so you can get credit for this PD as well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hop into my Seesaw, and we'll start talking blogs. Well, the first question here is why? Why on earth would you want to set up a blog? So in order to really answer that question, you have to understand what the blog really does. The blog is almost as if you created a little a web page, a forward-facing web page where you can take student work and you can display it like a bulletin board, if you will, of some of your best work that kids are willing to share with others outside of their class. During remote learning in our district, we actually have it toggled off so students cannot see each other's work for privacy reasons. But the blog is a really cool opportunity to get kids to be able to see each other's work and get that community of learners where they're able to comment and enjoy each other's work, which is such a huge part of making a community of learners. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into blog setup, and I'm going to hop into my Seesaw course here. So this is one of my Seesaw mock courses, and I'm pretending I'm a 5th grade teacher here. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the steps to set up your own blog. So as anything, when you're working in Seesaw, if you want to change the settings, you're going to hop over to this wrench in the upper right-hand corner. So after I touch the wrench, I'm going to scroll down to the blog. Here it is. All right, class blog. You'll notice I only have one option on here because if the class blog is toggled off, I really don't need any of the other options. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And it says, make sure that you are publishing this to like a website on the internet. And I say, yep, that's what I want to do. It does give me some great reminders here that we can password protect it. So we'll take a look at doing that. And everything is approved by you before going live. And they're going to tell us, oh, teaser alert, that we can connect our blog with other classroom blogs to further collaborate. So let's go ahead and set up that public blog. Beautiful. All right, the blog name, just for my class, is just going to be the 5th grade test class. And then down here, I'm going to pick what I want the web address to say. Now, you'll notice sometimes that these are taken. 5th grade test class, maybe that's not taken. It's thinking about it over here. The green check mark means that this is a URL that I can have. If it doesn't come up, you have to reword it so that you have an original URL. So, all right, there we go. I love that. That sounds perfect. I click here. All right, that is my new URL. So we'll do that here. It says, I have some choices here. Do I want to be able to enable comments on the class blog? So do I want kids to be able to, and parents or whoever this blog is shared with, to be able to comment on student work? And because I do want a community of learners, I do want to toggle that on. Another option is, do I want to protect this with a password? And I would recommend that. That's what we're encouraging our teachers to do. So I'm going to toggle that I do want that. And I'm going to create a password. I'm going to use the word test for mine, but you create a password that you'll share with your families so they can access the blog. So let's go ahead and save that. There we go. I can view my password right there if you ever forget it, like I tend to do, and you can change it here as well. Okay, blog settings, that looks good to go. Congratulations, your blog is all set up, and right there, it gave me the URL address for this. So I could copy that and send it out to my families as long as I shared with them the password so they could access it. And they are showing you right here how students can publish work. So anytime a student completes something, if they touch this little icon right here, which looks like a globe, that is asking it to be published. But reminder that everything is teacher approved. So some student will send you something saying, I'd like to put this on our class blog. And you, of course, as the teacher, get the yay or nay, whether you'll approve that. All right. Blog, there we go. My blog is set up and ready to go. You'll notice that I didn't previously have this option here. So now I have journal activities, inbox skills, and now I have my blog right here. Now my blog doesn't look very fabulous quite yet. There's really nothing on it. So I usually think one of the first steps is to decorate it or customize it a little bit. So if I touch this little gear inside of my blog, that takes me to this little page right here where I can put a description, and you'll notice that the description is going to be in the, people are going to be able to see it over on the right. So let's see here, description goes here. I just want to show you. So you would describe what your class is. We're a 5th grade class, who you give some information there. And now it's asking for a blog header image. And the header is where right now it's currently just a blue big old rectangle. You can put something personalized there. Now, the way I usually create something personalized is I tend to do it in a Google slide. So I'm going to hop back to our slide deck, and I created right down here just a simple, I threw a background on there. I used word art to create a title, and I just stuck my Bitmoji there. So I'm going to Shift Command and the number 4. And when I do that, you'll notice that my cursor becomes a crosshair. And that crosshair means that I can select this whole thing. So I'm clicking and I'm dragging to select this whole big old rectangle. All right, beautiful. When I let go, it actually takes a picture. It takes a picture and it saves it to my desktop. So I'm going to go back here to this, and I'm going to add that picture that I just took. And I'm going to go ahead and upload that image instead of taking a photo of myself. And I'm going to find that on my computer. So let's go back to my desktop, and it's called a screenshot. I just have to figure out which screenshot it is because I take lots of screenshots. There it is. All right, there's my screenshot. And when I open that up, beautiful. It says, are you sure that's what you want to put on there? I do the green check mark, and ta-da. Let me close this out. All right, now I have a title on top of my blog. So again, I create those in Google Slides, but you could create it however you wanted. But there's not a place to like type it in here. It has to be an image. Okay, My blog looks pretty fabulous. Let me just show you really quickly. This right here is the link to get into it. So students have two ways of getting to the blog. Well, obviously, if they're in Seesaw, they can go ahead and just touch over here and hop into a blog, or they can go there through the URL. And the URL is what you're going to share with parents. So let me just show you that looks a little bit different. So, oh, there we go. I have to test, but I think I said test. Was that my password? Test. You have to give the password in order to get in. I do want to save that. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so there's the web version. That's what it's going to look like if people go to access it and they're not already in Seesaw. So that would probably be parents, grandparents, families, whatever. That's how they can see the work. So let me hop in and let's just put some work in there. So I'm going to go over to my journal. And unfortunately, in my sample class, I don't really have students. So I threw some awesome work. Pretend there is amazing work here. So if this were a student in my class and I said, everybody, please share your writing piece or your writing story to the blog, students would go through their journal, look, find the piece that they wanted, and they would touch, again, this little globe icon down here. This globe icon wants to be published to the blog. Because I'm the teacher and I'm doing it, it doesn't actually need the teacher approval because I am the teacher. But if students had touched that button in their journal, it would come to me for approval and I'd be able to say yes or no to publishing that on the blog. But again, since I'm the teacher, it skips that. So I'm going to go ahead and publish that to our blog. And just so we have more work, here's an awesome story that a student wrote. And let's go ahead and publish that to the blog too. So let's hop over to our blog. Oh, there we go. So now there is work that people could see, grandparents could see, parents could see. If you have see student work toggled off on your Seesaw, peers can see each other's work, which they may not be able to do during remote learning if you have that toggled off. So I can look at my friend's work and I have the ability to give it a comment. I can type my comment or I can do a voice recording of my comment as well, which is really nice for our youngest learners. They can see someone's work and practice the wonderful digital citizenship skill of giving them feedback positively, but they can do that auditorily. So they can go ahead and record their voice right there. So that is what the blog looks like. I did want to let you know that you do have all the same abilities. Like if I had these organized into folders, over here on my blog, I would be able to hop into a specific folder and see all of that work. Like everybody did a narrative story, then I could hop over here as a participant and I could touch that folder. If you put everything in folders, I could look at things in the blog in terms of folders. I can also look at them in terms of students. So obviously I only have one student in my little pretend class, but if I had a whole string of students, I could jump just to that student's work and see that on the blog. So that's helpful for parents or grandparents or whoever that want to see just a specific student's work. They can go in and comment on that. Next thing I wanted to talk about, one thing I forgot to mention, in terms of privacy, we did mention that it was password protected, so people can't just get on there. And I wanted to make sure that you knew that only student first names get published. So here, this one is actually sample student being their last name. So only first names are published, and teachers again get to approve all of those before they go live. The next thing I wanted to talk about really quickly was connected blogs. So down at the bottom here, when I'm in blogs, this little button here, connected blogs, what this means is that your students could have a connection to another class's blog. So one use case for this would be like right now, if you are in remote learning and there are 4 fifth grade classes, and it would be fun for students in the other classes to have the ability to see their friends' work, even though their friend is in a different class. So what you can do to do that is you can connect your blog to that teacher's blog. So all you need to do is to have that web address. So if you find out from your teacher friend what their web address is, you put it right in here, and then your class can be connected to the other class. So students can click on connected blogs and hop into your teammates' blog and be able to give feedback. So it gives more of an authentic audience for sure, especially during these remote learning times. I know during normal class times, the blog has been used to connect classrooms even inside the same school. I know at a school that I work with, they've used it for buddy classes. So you get to have your big buddy or little buddy see your work and give you feedback on your work, which is fun. And another way to use a blog is connected to another classroom. Gosh, on the other side of the US or the other side of the world is like a pen pal. You can post pen pal letters nice and safely and securely through a connected blog. The other class can then read, and you guys can go back and forth that way, writing to each other, sending pictures and videos and whatever, again, in a password protected, safe way. So let's see here. I wanted to make sure that you had seen those connected blogs. And again, I really think it's super important during this time where students aren't getting to see their peers as much as they'd like to. So the idea to get to see someone else's work and give your friend feedback is really more impactful than perhaps we even think about. So the connected blogs is a wonderful, wonderful feature. And you can see here your class blog settings got much bigger when you enabled it. So down here be a list of all your connected blogs. You can also access it that way as well. The last thing I just wanted to caution you, I suppose, is that blogs are awesome. They're fabulous. They're a great way to build community. The way they are set up, the fact that every comment requires approval, depending on how much you're using the blog and how many family members or peers or that you have commenting, it could potentially be quite a few things on your end, the teacher end, that need approval. But usually glance at them and see that they're appropriate and can approve a lot of them quickly. But I did want to caution you that it can create more work for you, but I think that the benefits maybe outweigh the negatives. And another thing is that students can publish their work and teachers can as well. So it doesn't matter. The students can choose to publish it again by touching that little globe icon, or you can, when you're done, you have everything in a folder, you can hop in and publish all the students' final copies or all of their whatever project that they're working on. So I hope that was helpful to you to be exposed to blogs, see what blogs can do, and hopefully it's something that you are interested in checking out. So again, if you are in Beaverton, a reminder to click on that teacher source check-in link. And it's also up here as an image so that you can check in and get your PDU credits for attending this PD session. I hope it was helpful, and you can peruse the rest of this slide deck for other resources as well. All right, thanks guys.